feel good to be out, Miss Julie. It's like a new me.
As we noticed that young men getting out had no place to go. That was big, because if they had no place to go, how can we expect them to change the behavior that led them into prison? So we started thinking about some things, and then we created a Rise Up house. This house was really predicated on my experience looking at the adult population and asking the question to Julie, what would happen if we had this in the juvenile system?
My name is Xavier Jones. I'm 18 and I'm from Stockton, California. My mom was always like working and stuff. That's why me and my brothers and stuff, we used to either go sell candy and stuff, get money like that. And sometimes we used to get that money to get stuff for the house, or we used to get that money to like get studio time and stuff, to go to the studio. Yeah, we was out there though.
Studio time at 8 years old?
Yeah.
And where was your father at this time?
My dad was in jail. I think he got out of jail when I was like 10, and I didn't meet him till I turned 12. Yeah, I wasn't really around my dad like that. And then 6th grade came. It was the last day of school, and I got into a fight, and they expelled me on the last day of school. We used to rob people, steal out of stores. When you with all your friends and stuff y'all doing, it's just fun at the moment until like stuff really start catching up to you. My grandma, she told me if I keep skipping school and not coming back on my curfew, she was gonna put me out. And I walked inside the house. And my nana like, no, you gotta leave. So she gave me my stuff. And at first I just sat on her stairs. I'm just like, damn, I'm only 14 years old. Like, where am I gonna go? At 16, I went to jail they booked me for attempted murder and assault with a deadly weapon.
The Rise Up House we created to meet the needs of a change in the law that says that young men who have a lengthy sentence in juvenile hall, if they meet certain criteria, they can be invited to come to the Rise Up House and serve the balance of their confinement time in the community.
So Julie had this wonderful idea a couple years ago to take people to London. When she told me about, I want to take people to London to give them exposure, that had me thinking about what exposure meant and how it could help people. So that's what she was doing, and I was very excited to hear how the young men reacted when they came back and what they did. But then I started to think critically, what's missing? They come back, they had a great time, but then they fall back into the old traps, what leads them back to prison. So how do we change the narratives? And he said, well, they're not going back to a stable environment. Okay, bing, 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 stable environment. Okay, let's see if we can change that. How do we change a stable environment? We get them out of the current environment that they're in, and we move them into a situation like the Rise Up House. This was the thought, this was the premise, and so we started to expound upon it, and then we started to build.
My name is Sebastian Christiansen. I'm from Fairfield, California. Growing up, it was a struggle, like in and out of tents and out of hotels, motels, sleeping in the car. Always have to worry about what my next bill is gonna be. The parents never in the house. Always watching my little brother and sister. Parents on drugs, addiction. Just always have to worry about just being okay, that something that a kid really shouldn't have to worry about. Because I felt like I had nobody, I felt abandoned. It'd be sometimes where my mom would tell me it would be a couple hours and then she'll be back, but it's really days. And it's just like I have to go and provide for me and my siblings at a young age when I shouldn't really be doing that. Then I got just in trouble, started getting into the streets, started hanging around the wrong people, started doing stuff that I shouldn't have been doing, like playing with guns and smoking weed, running the streets at all hours of the nights, and I got into some trouble. There's been multiple nights where like I had to sneak cry myself to sleep because it's like what am I doing? Like I had money in my pocket, but I still had to sleep in the tent. There's not too many people that hit people up in the middle of the night to fight, especially on dark railroad tracks, and say they're finna kill me, post on their Instagram that they finna kill me on the train track. Right there, I feel like I had a responsibility and a obligation to go through with what I said, not only because I feel like I have to be a man of my word, but because he was studying in my life. So being in jail for the amount of time I've been in jail, it's just 3 years and 3 months, it really helped me in ways that I can't even imagine.
In California, they have what we call juvenile prisons. And when the law changed, what they said was, hey, we can send back the individuals back to the county of commitment and they can serve out the remainder of their time until they're 25. And during that time, they have the right to earn their privileges to be released back into society. But there's a disconnect. When you do that and you don't have a place for them to transition into, we have a problem because they're just going to go back to what they know. So a lot of times the young men will get out and falter. It entails helping the individual while he's in that moment in probation juvenile hall make the transition by offering programs that can help foster and further his advancement as a human being. Because a lot of times they're stuck 13, 14, 15, but in their bodies are 18, 19, 20. How do we make that change? We said, okay, let's create a house or an environment that when they earn the right for furloughs or get off on the weekend pass, we can bring them into a house and teach them how to cook. Teach them how to write a resume. How do you sign up for school? How do you look for a job? What does that look like?
One of the things about youth empowerment and positive youth development is believing that they all can do incredible things. Every single youth that has taken full advantage of what Julie and her team have offered, we've seen beautiful results. We don't want these kids locked up. We want them to be doing work. We want them to be in the community. We want to be pouring back into them, and that's what Miss Julie and her team does. And the community reintegration is so important, and it is absolutely the missing piece that we've needed.
The Rise Up House consists of a 3-bedroom, bathroom, kitchen. The capacity will be between 4 to 5 young men, and we just take these young men and teach them the basic life skills, how to drive, how to cook, how to clean, teach them the basic skills about chores and responsibilities of what that means, but also how to reacclimate to the norms of society. We're modeling behavior for these young men as they come home and before they enter the community. So they're still being supervised by trained mentors through our program, 24 hours a day.
So we're watching to see where the individuals are in their development, how invested in their own success they are, and how they're responding to how we're working with them. They get an interview and they are asked to write an essay, and then we decide if we want to extend an invitation to them to come to the house.
You don't know what it's like to be reintegrated back into society, yet you had the vision to say, let's try it a different way because you saw the outcomes weren't favorable. And me being a person that's been a practical experience, I knew that those outcomes needed to come from an organic place. But somebody on the outside had to believe in the dream, and it's you who believed in the dream.
I could think back when I was 18 years old, and if I had somebody to be able to give me the knowledge that you getting, I wouldn't have made that many mistakes.
Yeah.
So my advice to you is to take advice from older people who's already made the mistakes that you've made. That way you won't make them. That way you don't waste your life in and out of jail.
My hope for the future is really just to live my life without worry and just be able to just live as a normal citizen and get a job and take care of my family and help troubled youth out of the juvenile hall that's coming out of the juvenile hall.
My hope for the future is live my life to my fullest potential, take over the music industry, and basically take care of my family and look out for all the people that need help, that don't got help. Like, I just want to be a big support to the community.
A special thank you to Dr. Saki Cabrera for her valued insight and deep understanding of the monumental task we have undertaken. Without her guidance, her vast knowledge and unwavering love and devotion to the cause, we would be nothing. Her wisdom and dedication have been instrumental in shaping our journey and the impact we strive to make every day.
With heartfelt gratitude, we extend our deepest appreciation to the Solano County Probation Department for being a steadfast collaborative partner. Your unwavering support has empowered Uncuffed to break barriers, transform lives, and achieve what once seemed unattainable. Together, we continue to pave the way for hope, second chances, and lasting change. Thank you for believing in the mission. Thank you for making a difference.